What is up? It is me. It is I. I am the greatest there is, the greatest there was, the greatest there ever will be. I am greatness personified myself. Yes, yes, stoning greatness. And I am here.
Hey, stoning greatness.
Hey, I'm here with the man of the hour, the myth, the legend, the activist, the author, the conqueror, the educator, the innovator, the philanthropist, the pleasure extraordinaire.
Wow.
So show some respect and bend the knee, because they come from all across the world to see the man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground.
I don't know if I like this anymore.
It's true. He's your king. He's my king. He is King Kevin.
That's what they like to call me. And I like it when they call me that. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, folks.
How are you guys? Happy 2023.
Yes.
We're excited to be able to bring in the first day of the new year with you guys on the GreatMines Show.
Right.
And before we get into any topics or anything, I think it's only right since we're able to celebrate with you guys on New Year's Day or even at this point. Did you just get gum in your hair?
No, thank goodness.
Did you almost get gum in your hair?
These dreads.
So what we want to do is we want to celebrate with you guys. So we're gonna pop a bottle with you, and take a toast to the new year.
Yeah.
So
Party boy style, red.
This
sodas.
was the third bottle from last night. So this ain't the fancy one. We actually popped the cork. This is the twist. So don't judge me.
Yeah, we're gonna. Poof.
There we go. Y'all heard it.
Happy
Poof.
New Year.
It said poof.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, let's get us drinking.
We done had our own little countdown. They with y'all. Yeah. All right.
Oh. So I see you guys are chatting with us
Happy
today.
New Year.
So we're going to feature you guys in the comment section. So
Happy New Year.
if you're on YouTube, you can join us in our conversation.
It's me. It's me.
It's me, Wanston. Yes, honey.
Yes, honey. All right. Happy New Year to you.
Also to, what is that, Rex Trek? Happy New Year's, guys. Happy New Year to you. And then we have Arthur Brown.
Arthur Brown. Happy
Arthur
New Year
Brown?
to you, Arthur.
Like my teacher, Arthur Brown? Hey, Mr. Brown.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, we featuring you guys. No, literally, I think Arthur Brown is my teacher.
Oh, look at that.
Like one of my old teachers.
That is
anyway,
awesome.
so cheers to 2020.
Cheers to you guys.
I hope that this year is full of prosperity and peace, peace of mind, love, and all of the things that you need to be your greatest self.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Mm-hmm. Yummy. Yummy.
Oh no, it's a bulky sweater. I'm working on gaining some more weight, but it's a bulky sweater.
So just from the GreatMines Show to you and your family.
It is my teacher, Mr. Brown.
Wow, that's awesome.
Hey,
That's
Mr. Brown.
awesome. Pretty sure he has some great stories.
I'm sure he does. I know for sure Mr. Brown has some really great stories if he wanted to tell some, but he wouldn't do that.
Well, from the GreatMines Show to you and your family, let us be the last to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas, because we were not here last week because of Christmas, but it's okay. You know, Jesus' birthday is a wonderful reason to take a week off. And, you know, a Happy New Year to you and yours. Salud, you know, wishing you guys well and prosperity in 2023. And all that good stuff.
So, something I would like to do, real quick, because I noticed in the messages that someone said something in the comments that I think is a little bit relevant. Before I do that, I'm going to put Mr. Brown's comment up. When you said you're sure he has stories to this, Yes, I do, and I won't. Like I said, he won't tell.
Oh,
So
it's okay.
that's why me and Mr. Brown had that connection because I could always trust this man to have my best interests at heart.
Okay, yeah.
No, like that, he should receive the Teacher of the Year award. Anyway, so Rex Trek said, "I need to stop being depressed over things I can't change." Now, this isn't what we had planned for the show, but I definitely want to like work with this because I think we're in a space in our lives and in society where a lot of people are dealing with depression, and I'm saying this because I personally have been dealing with it, and I just wanted to be able to give a message to people who are, because it's real, and like, people of color, we've talked about a lot that people of color don't really address our mental health, but I found like with my situation it was kind of crippling, and I think trying to find the reason that what caused it, sometimes it escapes you. It's, you just have this dark cloud over you and it's always raining and you can't really explain it. But what I would encourage you or anyone who's dealing with depression to do, to force yourself, and like I'm not saying beat yourself up on any level, but force yourself to be around people who care about you, who motivate you, who inspire you. um, it may not feel like it's helping at all, but trust me, having love around is something that really matters. And if you don't have a certain somebody or group of people, indulge in things even when you don't feel like it, because you're not going to feel like it. Indulge in things that bring you joy, um, and then talk to somebody. When I say talk to somebody, I mean like a doctor. There's different methods. There's talk therapy. There's medicine. There's group therapy. There's life coaches. There's so many different things that can help you sustain in those moments when you feel like you're sinking or drowning. So, if you are dealing with depression, keep your head up, fight through it, and you will make it. Because again, I was dealing with it, and this time around was kind of bad. So I'm happy that I made my way through it. But I'm here, so you can make it too. All right, I'm going to move on.
I definitely think that, and that's just very relevant to the holiday season,
Yeah,
because you can't get depressed over things that you can't change, and I think that that is definitely something that we all need to understand and appreciate, especially in relationship to our our next topic, or our first
yeah,
topic,
yeah,
because a lot of people get mad, at people who they really shouldn't get mad at, you know, and are really mad at a situation that they themselves cannot change. And and a lot of folks, and some of you have probably dealt with it because some of you were probably caught up in all of it over the past couple holiday weekends,
yeah.
with the travel issues like the cancellations with Southwest. And then recently there has been a video making the rounds on social media from here in
And
Philadelphia.
I'm about to say I got to give a shout out to Philly too because they went viral.
Yep,
And
Philly
and and,
Airport.
and it's I don't want to call them ratchetness because they stood their ground and I applauded those young ladies. So if you haven't seen the video, um, at a Philadelphia Spirit Airline terminal, there were two young ladies, two women of color, who were making the announcement that this flight was canceled and there won't be any more flights leaving from Philadelphia to anywhere from that terminal anyway. Um, Now, a little backstory. I think the people were waiting 6 to 8 hours, and according to the video, they didn't receive any type of updates for a long stretch of time. And then when they do hear something, it's hey, it's canceled, and there's nothing else that we can do about it. But these two young ladies who worked for Spirit Airline, as they were trying to make this announcement, they were being interrupted. People were accusing them, or basically taking their anger out on them, as if they canceled the flight personally.
Right.
But these two young ladies, these two strong black women, stood their ground. And they made it very clear. If you're yelling at me, being mean or rude or disrespectful, and I'm paraphrasing, I will not help you. You have two options: get a refund or be booked on a later flight, which again won't be for several
No,
days.
4 days. Yeah, it was 4 days.
And again, I applaud these young ladies because I think they handled themselves well. They at not at one point did they ever get disrespectful. Were they assertive? Very. And I don't blame them for saying if you're not going to if you're going to be yelling and stuff, I'm not going to help you. I applaud them. That's taking control and making sure that stuff gets done right.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. I think that, you know, the politically correct HR folks at Spirit are probably going to have a discussion with them, whether or not it turns out good in their favor. I can't.
I hope that it does.
You know, but yeah, no, I get it. I get the frustration. You know, on their part, because they have to be the ones that, you know, bear the bad news. And I've been in situations plenty of times in my life where I have had to be the bearer of bad news through no fault of my own.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep. I've put him in some of those situations.
Yes. Now, it was, and in those situations, it is rough because you want to be, you want to be considerate of the people who you're delivering the bad news to, but
Right.
you also understand that your hands are tied and there's really nothing that you can do. And I think that as people, we have to understand that, yeah, we here in America, we have a, you know, a somewhat I would say delusional understanding that the customer is always right and that the customer is the main, you know, person who companies care about doing right by. And honestly, that is a false delusion that is propped up and perpetuated by companies. They tell you, yes, you matter, and we're going to make sure that you feel good, and we're going to make sure that you're well taken care of. Not saying that there aren't companies that aren't actually doing that. You know what I mean? I actually work for a company who's genuinely doing that. You know, and there are companies out there who genuinely will take care of you. You know, and their intentions are pure and true. You know what I mean? Where the customer is the focus. But in most cases, and especially with a high dollar industry like the airline industry, you are just a number. You are always going to be a number, no matter what. No matter what level of mileage you get, you're always going to be a number to them.
I think it's proven when you look at what happened with Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the weather was out of our control. I'm not holding the airlines responsible for the weather,
right,
but the way they managed this crisis, because I'm calling it a crisis when you have thousands upon thousands, maybe even millions of people stranded across the country. I'm still trying to figure out how baggage is getting shipped if they can't fly out. That's the part that was, like, I'm pretty sure now things are being sorted and worked through now, but like all that time, mm-hmm, people are stuck. Again, they're stuck in different cities with different airlines, but there was a time where I would only fly with Southwest. And I'm not going to say that they're a horrible airline. I just think their management of this situation was pretty bad.
Right. And I mean, what do you expect as far as Spirit goes? What do you expect from Spirit? Like, let's be real.
Well, so here's the thing.
Insert your local public transportation name here. Air is Spirit. Okay.
So here's the thing with Spirit. Because Spirit isn't a Delta or United or American Airlines. It's Spirit. It's in the class of JetBlue and Frontier, and I think it's the lowest of the class. They only have a certain amount of flights that go out per day anyway, depending on where you're going. So if you miss that flight, you got to wait another day or two. Anyway, so during the snowstorm where things are being canceled, I don't know. I just think that, you know, and then again, it's the holiday season. Traffic is already going to be crazy. Mm-hmm. Then given a winter storm, I'm not blaming anybody, but I think that some people should have taken into consideration, at least taking that into consideration, before they started taking out their anger on these two attendants.
Right, and that's my point. Yes, and I think that like getting back to the whole delusion of like the customer's always right and it's customer focused. I think that we need to understand that it's not that you know that it's not the case, especially when it comes to airlines, and we need to have a whole lot more patience, especially because the front-facing people, what I mean by front-facing people are the people that you interact with, the customer service reps, the baggage folks. You know what I mean? They are not the ones who control and make the decisions on when your flight is canceled, on when to tell you your flight is canceled. Because to make, in all honesty, their job would be easier if they knew it. They would communicate it to you immediately, because their job, it makes their job easier. You can't get mad at them, because at the end of the day, there's somebody telling them,
right?
You know what I mean?
So
when to give out this information.
This is something
when
that,
not to give out this information.
Right, but this is something I think that I can hold them accountable for.
Mm-hmm.
You could argue that, hey, no, I didn't cancel the flight. It wasn't something that I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think there's any explanation for why people would wait 6 to 8 hours without any updates, because I know at some point I'm going to have to face, I'm like you said, front facing employees. So I'm going to face these people. So to eliminate, or at least to help to die down some of the tension that's going to come my way, the moment I know that there's a flight that's supposed to leave at 1:45 in the afternoon and I'm hearing that it's delayed, I need to be on that microphone saying, hey, flight such and such going to such and such is going to be delayed. I don't have any more information.
Don't make any announcements right now. Don't make any announcements.
If the flight's supposed to take off at 2 o'clock and it's 2:15,
right? But if somebody, but like, it's like in certain situations, and you don't, like I say, we don't.
We know that it's delayed.
Operations work, but I would say that, like, in a lot of cases, you can't really disseminate information until it's been approved that you can,
that
disperse
on levels that is true. I'm just thinking about when I worked with Amtrak. If we knew that there was a delay in our schedule.
Oh, yeah, you guys would let the people know immediately.
Yeah, like as soon as I have the update, I'm making the call, or the conductor's making the call, or the conductor's telling me to make the call. Yeah.
At Spirit, they may have to get authorization to let the passengers know anything.
I could imagine that, but then it falls back onto the company. So y'all can have an HR meeting about how these two young ladies handle the situation.
Yeah.
But ultimately,
and that's going to happen.
This is going to be a situation that the company's going to have to feel the blunt of.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Definitely. And it
was their decision.
But I also
if it was their decision in that situation.
Yeah, no. And I fully acknowledge how wrong Spirit was in this situation. They definitely should have let the folks know
to protect their employees, because you know
exactly.
If something's delayed 15 minutes, people got an attitude. You're gonna let them sit out there in an alligator pit for hours and not give them opportunity to at least make it easier for them, because they still had to do their job at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I also think that we as a public have to really come to the reality that customer service and the way that the way that it's sold is not the way that it is. Okay.
Perfectly said.
I think that we also have to come off of our high horse, because as Americans, we want things cheap and fast. Cheap and fast. And in order to have things cheap and fast, right, things aren't going. There are things where quality has to, be
sacrificed for the speed of the delivery,
right. and for the quality of the product, to be honest with you. So if you want a safe flight from one point to another, but you want it as cheap as possible, then Spirit isn't going to have the greatest customer service interface, because they can't possibly afford high level, or or the quality of people that will give that type of high level service.
I mean, that may be the truth, but I have a problem with that, because
you get different people. Like when you go to Macy's, all right, as opposed to Ross, a department store on that level.
I hear you.
The level of customer service that you get is different. Even when you go from Macy's to like
I
Nordstrom's.
hear you. But listen, my point in this is that is the truth. I think that every company, every organization, anything that has a service or a product that is giving to the public needs to invest I'm not going to say the majority, but a good chunk of their revenue on customer service. Now, I know that they don't. Most don't. But it's the same way I look at entertainment and entertainers. No, I'm not kissing everybody's butt. I can't please everybody, so I can't kill myself trying to answer every request. but I also have to know who my core audience is and make sure that I'm creating for that audience. Um, because they're the ones that are employing me. They're
Right.
the ones who's keeping my business afloat. They're pouring their money into my success. My bank account is a benefit because of them. So a company or business you would think would, I want to make sure that when people approach me that they're getting the best customer service, that they can speak well of my business because they'll be a repeat customer and they'll refer others
Right.
opposed to the crappy one that has crappy customer service and
Right.
their customers go out and say don't go to them.
Right.
So I would think that it's in the best interest of any public facing company or organization to put a big investment in customer service, training people properly, making sure that people look good, making sure that people sound good. But what do I know?
Right. And speaking of people I totally agree. Speaking of people who sounded good,
Not sound good.
yeah,
Past tense.
yeah, sounded good.
Damn. I think I want to drink it.
We're gonna transition into our next topic. Yes, yes. Let's
Yeah,
pour a little,
I need to
pour
drink
a
to
little
this
out
one.
for the homies that are no longer with us.
I
Because
don't think it goes in our cups though. We're pouring it out. I'm not pouring it on my table.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. They got it. We're gonna put it up. We're gonna put it up, and the bubbles will take it up.
You not in the camera though. The camera over here.
Oh, okay. There we go. We're gonna
There we go.
pull it up. All right, and the bubbles is taken because the bubbles that's the angel share.
So,
All them. Bubbles in the face.
Father Time and Mother Nature were working together, and they just said, you know what? Before 2022 is over with, we got a few more people we want to bring home. So legendary journalist, TV show host, woman who kept it real, who didn't mince her words or bite her tongue, Miss Barbara Walters, died at what they said 90,
93.
39, 93. Um, I really respect who she is and the opportunities that she gave to so many people across the industry that we don't think about, like the impact that she's made in entertainment and journalism, The View, but like even a lot of people 2020. So wait, did she ever do 60 Minutes, or was that Diane Sawyer, or something? That's something else, ain't it?
I think that's something else.
That's something else.
Yeah.
That sounds so uneducated right now.
No.
In front of the people on camera.
No, it's okay.
Are they looking at me right now?
No, it's okay.
They're not looking at me.
You're not old enough to know all the things that Barbara Walters was.
I mean, again, she passed at 93.
Well before we were alive.
Right, so she passed at 93. So that's like over 60 years.
Yeah.
Older than me.
Yeah, so it's all right that we don't have all of her history straight. Maybe
Jesus.
Mr. Brown can let us know.
Mr. Brown. That is so horrible.
He's a teacher.
He is a teacher. Mr. Brown would be my Mr. Feeney.
So yeah, there we go.
Mr. Brown is my Mr. Feeney. If you guys know Boy Meets World, you'll understand that reference.
But yeah, so we lost Barbara Walters, and it was definitely tellable. We are definitely send the condolences out to her family and her friends and the colleagues. Yeah. This is 2020 was awesome. Like every time, I would just stay up for that, and then I'd go right to bed afterwards. But like, yeah, no, I love Barbara Walters. She definitely is, I would say, one of the last great journalists that we'll probably ever have. Because
I wouldn't say that. Not that we'll ever have.
Well, no, because she came from a different time where it was like where the news understood, and the news outlets understood their purpose as far as being a unbiased balance and a check on actual bullshit in the world, and in this country. I think that news now has gone into the profit business, which makes it more partisan and everything.
Makes sense.
Before, she came from a time where the news, people didn't care. The people that were running the news did not care if the news made a dime, as long as they were making and breaking news. Like, that was the
Mr. Brown said he's not that old. He's
No.
not, though.
Sorry, I wasn't implying that, Mr. Brown. that was like, I think that's why she's going to be one of the last great true journalists, in part because
So I will say not necessarily, because there's still people from her era who are like valuing what it means to be a journalist and who are giving the news unbiased, without any partisanship, really uncovering things that the public needs to know. So, yeah. Chase Collins says facts had to be facts.
Yes.
And and that was the era that we
that
that
was
she
the era
comes
that
from.
she comes from. Nowadays, no, that's not the case.
Yeah.
It's not the case. You can say whatever facts that you want to say now, and it's you know, it's sad, honestly, that we lost her, and that she had to, you know, see the medium that she worked in and toiled in so long, you know, like degenerate into what it is nowadays.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, you know, rest in peace, Barbara Walters. We also did lose Pope, and I have to emphasize Pope, because I be saying Pope, like, you know,
Pope.
the Pope, the Pope Emeritus. All right, so he's the first Pope in almost
Pope.
I always do it. He's the first Pope in 200 years to retire, right, from being Pope, and not necessarily like die while being Pope, which is what they mostly do. Like, it's like a understanding. All right, I'm gonna be here till I die. When you don't have to be, apparently. But Pope Benedict, you know, he you know, passed away. He was also very old. All right.
I don't have much to say about him.
Right. It's noteworthy because it's a pope, but but I mean facts are facts. He covered
was
up
a
a lot
pope.
of stuff.
He died.
You know. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Next.
All right. Moving on.
So speaking of, so I was like a little bit sketchy about doing the show in the beginning of the year, talking about death so much, because I think that we should be celebrating. I think that we should be happy. We're still alive 3 years later, for those of us who are. Well, let's say this: the world hasn't blown up yet, so.
At least for us.
So, right. Which again is a reason to be grateful. Prayers to Ukraine and that whole situation, the civilians of. But there was something else that was going on in the rumor mill. These kids on TikTok thought it would be great to film themselves telling their parents that their favorite artist or actor or whoever passed away.
Right.
When I first saw that, I was thinking to myself, no, ain't this about a... Because that's like, for years we've heard like people would start rumors, say that this celebrity died or that celebrity died. And, you know, it caused turmoil for those people's families, friends, loved ones, fans, to find out that it was a hoax. I think that is one of the cruelest things to do to a person. So this one kid decided that he wanted to do it, and he told his mom and his dad that Michael B. Jordan passed away. But this was no ordinary kid. This was the child of Angela Bassett. And she didn't like that too much.
Nope. He actually... so there was the video, and you guys can go all around the blogs and see it. It's out on the blogs and stuff. But there's a video that shows him pulling the prank. And Angela and Courtney B. Vance, her husband, were not at all amused.
Not amused at all.
Realized that it was on camera.
Let me ask you guys this question. Sound off in the comments. How do you feel about this TikTok trend right now? I want to know what you guys think. If you are a parent, what would you do if your child did this? Right. If you are a child, and when I say a child, I mean someone who has a parent, would you ever pull that prank? I say someone who has a parent. Right. Hopefully we all have a parent, or whatever the case may be. But no, the point is, would you pull that prank? Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I think, again, it's a very cruel thing, but go on.
Yeah, no. So in the video, you see her, grab his phone, and like I guess she notices that it was like being recorded, and that it seemed like a prank. And then I guess like it was like either the next day or later that day, he puts out a video, and he's obviously has been crying or just got finished crying or something, and
he was reprimanded.
He had a very, very, seemed like prepared statement as to apologizing.
Wasn't it very prepared?
Yeah, apologizing to both Michael B. Jordan's family and fans and friends and stuff, and his family for not being making a smart decision and everything. And like it was very much it was very much and let's be real here, okay, all right. It was very much Mama took off that shoe.
Angela whooped that ass. I mean? Yeah. Angela whooped that ass.
Yeah, tanned a little bit of that hide.
So when I first saw that TikTok trend, I saw all of these kids doing it, and there was this one black family in that entire thing, and I think her son said, "Hey, I'm going to do this too," and looked. And lo and behold, Angela said, "We're not doing that. That's not how we do in our family."
No. Yeah, no. So yeah, it's time for a moment of realness with Stone and Greatness here. All right. So
okay.
Let's be real. All right, because we are we are all children of the African American experience.
Well, not everybody, because we have people who watch you aren't.
Right.
But
us here. All right. And when me and Kid Kev was discussing the show beforehand and discussing everything, I knew it. Like, and we knew, like, cause you see the look, you know the look of another kid has after they've gotten.
Listen, it was the look of repentance, the look of defeat. The look of
shame,
embarrassment,
and pain.
Pain.
Yes.
It's sincere.
Like.
Empathy, or not empathy, but
that ass whooped. Like.
Yeah, he was very apologetic based off of that. Like all of those emotions was wrapped up in that apology.
Yeah.
It was, I believe that was a sincere apology.
Yes, and he got told that he had to do it. And he's probably on punishment. He's probably still on punishment.
Yeah.
Like.
I'm sure. So I'm sure that this happened only like in a matter of the past couple of days. Like yeah. somewhere between Christmas and now.
Yeah.
So in the last week he did this. And so that's how that turned out for him.
Don't prank around with death, guys.
First off,
that is not smart.
All right, so I know I'm getting older now, so there are things that I see or things that happen. I'm like, do we have to do it that way? Like, is there another way to? So all of these pranks, these TikTok challenges. What happened to trying to swallow cinnamon and like shooting water in people's faces? Like, people be doing stuff that like could really affect other people's lives and livelihoods,
or in their lives.
Yeah, or
like the milk crate challenge.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that one.
It was stupid.
We had some savages out here though. There were some people who were savages.
Yeah, but just stupid. It was just stupid at the end of the day.
Chill with those challenges, the dangerous ones.
Yeah.
If it's funny and it's not gonna set your house on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, no one's getting hurt.
Gosh.
These kids. But moving on from that, you guys know something else that we like to do on our show is we review.
Do you have to go and grab?
Not right now.
Oh.
Okay. No, it'll be there.
Oh, okay. Is it here?
Yeah.
You want me to go?
You'll go grab it for me?
Yeah, I can.
Go for it.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Moment with the king. Greatness will return.
So usually I leave and he's still sitting around talking. I'm hot, so I'm going to take my hat off. and laugh as he clumsily walks away.
Is it downstairs?
Yes. Um. So what I was getting ready to say is that we usually do reviews on TV shows that feature the LGBT community on some level. So whether it was a Legendary or Pose, or RuPaul's Drag Race, we'll sit and we'll do our reviews. And we have a new show. Well, not a new show, but a new season of one of our favorite shows, RuPaul's Drag Race, which starts this Friday, if I'm not mistaken, if that's the 6th, on MTV. And we want to be able to jump into the show having a pretty decent idea of who our contestants are going to be this season. So, what Stoney has been kind enough to do for us, thank you, Stoney, is compile a list of all of the new girls and where they're from. And we're not making predictions yet. I think we should see the introductions before we make our predictions about who's going to do what.
We're not going to make predictions until after the first show. So.
But before we get into that, I'm standing by my word. At the end of All Stars, All Stars, All Winners, or something like that. That RuPaul should retire as host and Bianca Del Rio should take over. I stand by that. Also, T.S. Madison is going to be a recurring judge on the show. So we'll get to see a lot more T.S. Madison. Hats off to T.S. Madison for all of the things that she's been doing. She has built what I'm calling an empire, a media empire for herself, where she gets to interact on her own platform as well as interact with like RuPaul's Drag Race, other TV shows and movies that she's appeared in. And I don't know if you guys know what her beginnings were, and it's not my place to even put it out there, but let's just say that she's turned something that people looked at that time anyway as something so negative and degrading, and she used that and she turned her world around.
Let's just say y'all have common roots.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, and kudos to T.S. Madison. Shout out to her. So yeah. So and I didn't compile a list of folks.
You said you didn't?
No, I didn't compile the list. That was where is it at?
You should just took the credit for it.
That
Stoney looked up a list on Deadline.
I did.
Oh, that's not Deadline. That's a body.
Yeah.
Whose body is that?
I have no clue.
Can you say Instagram got bodies?
Yeah, apparently.
Legs and hips and body,
So,
body.
We're gonna take a look here because where's my notes? Okay, here we go. Because on Friday, this Friday, January 6th, so this will be our
I said that I'm
preview.
smart.
Yes, January 6th is going to be the first show, and starting out, we're going to preview the roster of queens. So just an overview. The LA has the most queens on the roster with 4. Okay, you could say 3, but it's 4, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Whoa. Foreshadowing there. So then we got, and then you have New York, or the New York area, with at least 3 queens.
Yeah.
And then you have Connecticut coming in with 3 queens.
So wait, that's what 10, how many girls are there altogether? Like 16. Okay.
Technically.
Okay.
16 technically. So, and remember when I said it was 4 from LA, but technically 3? And that's because this season is going to be the first time ever where we have a set of drag twins competing.
So, question. Are they like biological siblings who do drag together, or are these two people who keep the same aesthetic?
No, they're twins. They're twin brothers who do drag together.
And their names are Sugar and Spice.
Yep, once we get there.
Okay.
So, let's take a look. And so, yeah, King Kevin there just announced the first 2. The first set of twins.
Sorry.
Sugar
jumped ahead of
Spice.
myself.
It's okay. Sugar and Spice. All right. They're on Instagram and everything. Look them up. But they are from Los Angeles, California. Then we also have Shelby Kobe or Sasha Kobe.
Sasha Kobe
from LA.
I wonder if she connected to Carrie Kobe.
She is. I do believe. Yeah, she is. She is, as Carrie Colby is her drag mother.
Wait. That kind of queen of the house has arrived, known worldwide for her memorable reign as Miss Continental and as Carrie Colby's drag mother. Sasha is the queen. So this is Carrie Colby's mom. That's her drag mother.
Oh, this is Carrie Colby's drag mother.
Yes.
So, and we all knew how Carrie Colby looked like,
And like we know that Carrie Colby took some people up underneath her wings and made them, help them to become beautiful people. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what Sasha has to bring now.
Yep. Then we have another Los Angeles queen, Selena Estetes.
Estetes. That's her name.
All right. Then we have Robin Fierce from Hartford, Connecticut. We have Princess Poppy. Okay. Big name apparently out there in as far as like being a TikTok sensation. But Princess Poppy is from San Francisco.
Okay. It's not really LA, but okay.
All right. Then you have Mistress Isabel Brooks, all right, who's from Houston, Texas, all right. Definitely looks like a Texas queen. If you look her up, she looks like a Texas queen. Then we got Marcia.
Marsha.
Oh, it is Marsha? Is that
No, it's Marcia. Wait, is it Marsha?
Is it Marsha?
It could easily be Marsha. Marcia. Marcia or Marsha.
Yeah. I think it's Marsha, though. I think it might be Marsha.
That's interesting.
Marsha. We're going to go with that.
This is Marsha.
Marsha. All right. She's from New York. Then we have
Malaysia Baby Doll Fox.
Yep.
And she's from Miami, Florida.
Miami, MIA. All right. Then we got Lux Noir London from East Orange, New Jersey.
Jersey in the house.
Mm-hmm. Then we got Lucy DeLuca from Connecticut.
What city in Connecticut is she from? What's it?
Insania.
It's what? Where?
Insania. Whatever. Connecticut. Don't really care. Then we got Jax. JAX.
Let me see her picture.
From Queens, New York.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Then we have Irene Dubois. From Seattle, Washington. All right, and we know who resides in Seattle, Washington.
Isn't that the Ben de la Creme?
Oh well, yes, but
and
also,
Jinx Monsoon.
Yes, that is the neck of the woods that Ben de la Creme, the uncrowned queen. All right.
Right.
Let's be real. Trixie is just holding it until Benda, I guess, decides to take it whenever.
You're the uncrowned queen, and then Jinx Monsoon, the queen of all queens.
Monsoon, the queen of all queens. All right, she did win the title. But we all know who the queen of all queens that has, to be like. Come on now.
Who are you calling queen of all queens? Bianca?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if she was in there, there would have been.
Oh God.
Like
she's just perfection.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, I want to see Bob and Bianca show.
You had Bob who didn't compete. You know what I mean?
Sasha Velour.
You had Sasha Velour who didn't compete. You had Chad Michaels who didn't compete. You
know Latrice Royale is coming to Philly.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
We need to make plans.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you guys can't tell, we're big fans of this show.
Yeah, Violet Chachki. So many that didn't compete for the All-Star crown that probably would have made so much more waves.
But you know what? I remember in the beginning of All-Stars, All Winners, I was saying how I wouldn't be on that show if I was a winner.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think about it, now it makes sense to bring everybody back. Anybody that was a winner.
Yeah, now that they did it once, they have to do it again. But you have some folks who aren't going to come back. Bianca already said she's not coming back. She did it once, and she feels like she did it perfectly.
She did.
She did. So yeah.
There are some people who you can tell are clear winners from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Did we go through everybody? Because I don't want to.
All right. So getting back, we got Aura Mayari. All right, from Nashville, Tennessee. All right. Then we got an Anitra. Oh, I'm sorry, Anitra.
Just Anitra from Las
Anitra from
Vegas.
Las Vegas. And lastly, the final queen. All right. Uh, Amethyst from
Amethyst,
Hartford,
yes.
Connecticut.
So I'm not going to be one of those people who judge the book by its cover because we don't know what their talent is yet.
And
we don't know.
haven't done any like preseason stuff where we go and look them up and and try to find out everything because of the fact that we like being on this journey along with you guys, and and discussing it like fresh, like you guys and with you guys.
So in other words, every Sunday, expect that we're going to have some type of update after this coming Friday.
Oh yeah. It is drag race season, folks, and we are your first stop.
Your number one stop.
On all of your drag race coverage. I know that there is so much drag race coverage out here on the YouTube sphere, but make sure that you guys come here first because we're going to give you the real deal.
Right. And we're going to give it to you in a way that most people won't, because our opinions come from different places of experience and just knowledge.
Yes.
Because again, we are really big fans of the show.
I've been watching this show since the very first season.
I can't say that. I really can't. I picked up on like season 3 or 4.
I picked up on season 1, watching it late nights.
I remember when I met Tyra Sanchez. It was right after she won, and that was season 2.
I met Tyra Sanchez after she won too.
So that's what made me say, "Hey, let me pay attention to this show." Just being honest, and now I'm like hooked. So hopefully you guys are joining the journey with us, so we have something to talk about that we all can relate to.
Yeah. So let's do a little bit of our expectations before we depart here. Now, not saying like again, we don't know these queens, but there is a level of expectation that we have as fans going into this season. I mean,
so
one thing. Go ahead. Yeah.
You probably was going to say it, so I'm gonna give you a chance to finish your statement before I steal your thunder. Go for it.
No, I was gonna say. Well, for one thing, I have 3 things that I'm looking for in this season. For one thing, I feel like yes, we're getting to the end of the line when it comes to the actual tenure of RuPaul. Being the face of the drag world and everything else like that, of the drag world of wonder that RuPaul has created, and there has to be a passing of the mantle. I feel like RuPaul's built up a strong enough army to where right now definitely there should be pressure on these folks to be able to stand up to the queens that didn't compete, in the Queen of All Queens comp.
Yeah.
But also to be able to stand up to Jinx because RuPaul's going to have to pick somebody. So my expectation is that the winner of this season, I am expecting and I hope that the winner of this season will put together a strong enough performance to be like, you know what? To have us all be like, you know what?
So you're expecting that there's going to be somebody that's going to come in from the door and say, "Hey, we know what it is."
I would like to. I would like to.
Okay.
I would like it, and I'm. That's what I'm saying. These are expectations. Doesn't mean that they're going to happen. But I would like to see that from this season.
Okay.
I would also like to see a tremendous turnaround in the quality of the Snatch game. I mean, like everyone knows that once you even before, like if you're putting in to audition, if you're sending in an audition tape, you need to know that Snatch game is, you know what I mean? So why not in your audition tape do like 1 or 2? You know what I mean? Like preview, like you know what I mean? To be like, look, I'm taking this.
Honestly,
seriously.
On some level, after last season, I think RuPaul should require that in an audition tape.
Like, I need to see that you got something for Snatch Game because that's embarrassing. That was embarrassing, that last Snatch Game. And number 3, I really think that I think that I'm hoping that there isn't that the producers are kind of going to not manufacture a villain, because there are a-holes everywhere in the world, and the a-hole's going to show themselves regardless. The a-hole don't need no help. And I feel like in a lot of cases, like if you
Diabetes.
look at, like, well, no, I think diabetes a hole.
Diabetes.
Like spade is a spade, and that's a hole.
Yeah.
But like in the case of the recent winner of Canada versus the world, Rasha O'Hara, like she had to go on a like it took her 3 seasons to to rehab her image based off of the way that she was edited in the first season, as the villain, to Evie Oddly's, superstar, but like yeah, she has a crown now, but it took her 2 seasons,
Right.
2 extra seasons to do it. I just think that they should just let things happen, and listening to a lot of the behind the scenes and stuff like that, and other coverages here on the YouTube and stuff.
On the YouTube.
Yeah.
This old man.
Like you hear all those stories and stuff like that, and how the producers are meddling in the season. Don't meddle in the season. Just let it happen. Let the competition play out the way that it's supposed to be.
See, that's the thing. I don't think a lot of people understand is sometimes if the producers don't stir the pot, you're going to have a very boring episode. Sometimes the challenges aren't enough because these are sisters. They build that bond so quick. They need something. And the problem with that is sometimes it turns into a real animosity. But if they don't...
But they prove it. But if anything, TV. All Stars has proven that you don't got to have drama in order to have a compelling and wonderful, season of...
I mean, they still had their own level of manufactured drama with the whole who's going to give the person the plunger.
Right.
Like, so there was manufactured drama. There was no, like, bickering or anything like that.
Right.
But, yeah, so...
And I think that the Drag Race
was
a different
exactly,
format.
It was a different format, and they had to portray those girls a certain way.
But that's what I'm saying. The competition itself is going to lend itself to all that drama naturally occurring. Just capture it. You don't have to stir the pot. Because they're all competing. You know what I mean? And it's like, you get a bunch of, competitive, guys and girls in a room, and they're going to go at it, especially if only one can survive. Like, it's going to be cutthroat regardless. All you have to do is just be able to catch it.
All right. Let me throw my expectations or what I would like to see out there before we run out of time. I have to agree with you on the snatch game. But I believe that the girls in this season already know the expectation and they know the pressure that's on them because we've all...
That was last season.
Looked at last season and we were all embarrassed. Like, I was embarrassed for them, and I'm pretty sure these girls have something to prove.
Now, don't get me wrong, the All-Stars season...
Oh, we're not talking about the All-Stars. That's a different brand, a different franchise. The All-Star season
made up for it. Like,
that was the best.
Was the best.
So we got the worst snatch game, and right after that, we got the best snatch game. So I feel like this season coming, they're not going to be the All-Stars, but they're going to be way better than... Because it's like every season... The queens tried to outdo the season before, and in most cases, they bring something extra. But this season, I'm expecting everybody to know how to sew.
No, there's going to be somebody there that has no clue what they're doing.
I'm expecting everybody's going to know how to sew in this season. I'm expecting not everybody, but the majority of them are going to be dancing girls. There's going to be at least 4 girls that can actually, like, really sing. Not hold a note, but, like, can really sing. The competition is going to be tight. There's going to be some really creative geniuses in this. And these are just my predictions. I'm saying this because this is what, season 13?
16.
16 seasons. Look where the very first season of girls were and what was acceptable then, and look at where the industry is now. Yes, it is an industry now. There was a time where RuPaul was the only drag queen that you would see on television.
Drag queen, it'd be like, oh, like RuPaul. Like,
RuPaul was the epitome of what a drag queen was. Now, we all understand, like, RuPaul's not the first drag queen. She's not the top drag queen, but she was the one that was the most popular on television and mainstream TV.
I mean, technically, she's not the first mainstream drag queen.
No, but she was
the one that took the baton from Divine and rocketed up into places that never
Astronomically.
was thought of. Yes.
So now the industry has evolved to where we were just watching Hocus Pocus, and you got three queens and Hocus Pocus that was on RuPaul's Drag Race. They got their start there. This isn't just some small, low budget logo production at this point. This is it's been on MTV. It's been on MTV. It's going on MTV. It's been on Logo. It's been on VH1. Paramount Plus carries it. They've been doing this for a while. I think RuPaul understands what she has in this, and he knows, like, you know, all these years later, to be Emmy nominated and all that good stuff.
Oh, they've been cleaning it up.
Yeah,
he's been winning the Emmy host, like the host Emmy, like I would say what 5 years straight now, 5-6 years straight now.
Yeah,
like,
so
been cleaning it up.
So with that being said, I'm expecting that we're going to get a really good competition. I think all of these girls are going to be sharp. I think all of these girls are going to be kicking ass in this competition. I think they're going to build a good friendship. We're going to enjoy watching these girls scratch each other as well as hug and make up.
You know, I love to, you know, just listen to stories about people hugging and making up, and you know whose life is filled with a lot of hugs and a lot of making up and a lot of making out?
Oh, wait. You added an extra one in there.
Yeah. I know. Gotta add a little spice to keep the people enticed. So, yeah. So, it's your book.
Oh, I have a book.
He has a book.
My book is called A Life of Lust, Memoirs of the Porn Star.
Yes.
Just follow the link right here to go to my website. Follow the pop-up. That looked like you was playing with my nipple. In my book, there's so much in the book. You can stop now.
I'm pointing to get the people to go there.
Let me talk. They see it.
All right,
they see it. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
The
I know that you guys see it.
Go to the site.
Go to the site. Purchase a copy of The Life of Lust, Memoirs of the Porn Star. I personally sign and ship out all of the books. So if you guys buy tonight, I will personally sign all of the books that I receive. I mean, all the orders that I receive for the next 7 days. This is my gift to you guys for the beginning of 2023.
Buy the book.
Buy the book.
Buy the book.
So join us again next Sunday right here on the GreatMines Show. Set a reminder. If you have not already, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way you'll know every time we're going live or we post any new content. Do you want to tell the people anything, Stoney?
Oh, thank y'all for coming. God bless you. Good night.
Good night.